Everyone, and welcome back to another travel vlog. So as I continue my way up the East Coast, my next stop was Virginia. I was there for about 2 weeks total, starting off the first week in Norfolk, Virginia. And yes, if you didn't know, which I only learned this last year, but it's not pronounced Norfolk, it's Norfolk. My childhood best friend lives there with her husband, 2 German Shepherd mixes, and 2 cats. Yes, Noodles, who loudly barks at large dogs, lived with 2 large dogs for a whole week. After failing at introducing them at first, we ended up taking them on a walk together, which ended up being a great way to introduce them. There was still a lot of barking that week between the 3 of them. Hi. Noodles, who are you talking to? Don't make that sound, Lily. No, shh, it's okay. It's okay. Hi, Lily. But everyone survived. And Noodles does pretty good with cats, so that wasn't too bad. Since I was there for a week and my friend and her husband work, my friend is actually in residency right now, so she was pretty busy. I found random things to do, and I had visited her here last year, so I was also trying to find things I hadn't done last time. The weather was really nice that week, in the low 70s most days, so Noodles and I definitely got a lot of walks in. I really enjoy looking at homes, like literally just looking at them. I browsed the realtor.com app just for fun, so there were tons of neighborhoods to walk around and enjoy my random hobby, ? Anyways, Westside Produce and Provisions is a place I came to last year. It sells all kinds of groceries, fresh and packaged, all from companies or farms from Virginia. I love trying different things there. If you are anywhere in Virginia and have access to buy this smoked gouda dip, oh my gosh, please do it. You have to do it. I tried it on both of these crackers here, both amazing. I don't even know if I could say I'm normally a gouda person, but like you have to trust me. I wish I could have it shipped. I'll put her website below. I went to a winery called Mermaid Winery and sat outside on the patio with Noodles. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how their wine is because I accidentally chose the wrong flight and none of the wine I tried was actually Mermaid Winery's own stuff. So I was annoyed at myself. I just quickly, without really reading, chose the sweet flight, assuming I would be trying sweet mermaid wines, but it was just random sweet wines. There was a separate flight for all mermaid wine, and it was also the cheapest, and I didn't choose it, so. But, I mean, the wine I did get to try was good, and once again, it was a beautiful day, and Noodles behaved really well, so it was a nice time. I just wish I would have been able to try their actual wine. So Doumar's is like a famous historic diner in Norfolk. They've been on like that diner show on the Food Network and on Rachel Ray's show. One of the things they're famous for is for the world's first waffle cone maker, made in 1904. So the first time I went there, I just got their ice cream. So I'm going to send it back to my past self to talk about this. I don't know what made me get strawberry, because that's not a flavor I normally get, but it was all like basic flavors: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, butter pecan, some sherbets. But it's really good. It has like actual strawberries in it. Their website said it's the original recipe and waffle cone maker that they've been using since like 1904. Overall, this was really good and really refreshing. I really like the strawberry, and the cone is good. Also to point out, this only costs like $2.70 with tax for 1 scoop with a cone. That's for sure the cheapest I've paid this entire trip since I've had ice cream like everywhere I go. And I didn't get any of their diner food, but they have a bunch of diner food like burgers and hot dogs and stuff. And I looked online and even that looks really inexpensive, which like, I just feel like places like this don't exist. Assuming the food is good. It's been there forever. Oh, okay. But yeah, hot dog, like burgers were like $3. Maybe. I think the hot dog was like $1.80 with a bunch of toppings. Maybe I'll try to come back and get food sometime. So I did come back to get food. I feel like the footage does not make it look good. I got a hot dog that came with cheese, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. And yes, they put their hot dogs on hamburger buns. So it looks kind of crazy, but it was really good. And now the fries. So I got this to go and they wrapped the fries in plastic wrap. And I just feel like that wasn't the best way for traveling because then it's like all the heat was trapped and it ended up making the fries really soggy. So I have a feeling if I got the fries and ate them at the diner, they would have been good. They were good, like the flavor. It was just the sogginess. Other food I had while in Norfolk was a Monte Cristo sandwich at the Starving Artist Cafe. This was my first time having a Monte Cristo sandwich, so I don't know if they're always this good at other places, but this one was amazing. If you aren't familiar, because I wasn't, it's basically a ham and cheese, usually Swiss, sandwich, but the bread for the sandwich is French toast. And then this one had like a berry jam to dip it in, which sounds weird, but it was so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. If I'm back in Norfolk, I would go here just to get the sandwich again. And then I also got gelato at Strawberry Fields. I got half mascarpone Nutella and half ooey gooey cake, which the ooey gooey cake was my fave. I also went with my friends' friends to Norfolk's beach and their waterside district, which had seating right by the water. And we sat out there and ordered drinks and hung out. And then on another day, my friend and I went to First Landing State Park, which is in Virginia Beach. There were all these pointy tree stump looking things. And as I'm editing, I finally researched what this is. So these are bald cypress trees, and the pointy things are called the knees of the tree. And basically, since these trees are growing in water, the knees are the roots, and they grow up like that so the tree can get oxygen. I literally thought it was like trees that broke, but somehow were like weathered into this shape. So the more you know. I'm going to end this video with random footage of Noodles being either really cute or really funny. And I look a hot mess in the next one, but I had just woken up and it's a terrible angle, okay? And I'll see you next week for part 2 of this video, where I just happened to be in Washington, D.C. for some really cool experiences that I could have never planned for. Oh, and I also stay with a stranger. Okay, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Noodles. It's time to get up. Want to get up?
It's crazy. We just came back from an hour-long walk, and this is his reaction to that.